Tonight's Showdown Game of the Week on My New 32 is brought to you by Gallagher's Pizza, Italian food, Irish spirit, Packerland Home Improvement, it's your home, Simon's Specialty Cheese, home of world champion cheeses, Cobeson Buses, family pride in every ride, and Gandrud West Mason Value Center, where selection, dependability, and value collide. From Swamico, Wisconsin, it's time for live coverage of high school football. It's week 5 of the regular season, and tonight we celebrate the halfway point of the season with the Pere visiting undefeated Bayport. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show alongside John Mino.
Hello.
I'm Ted Stefaniak. Week 5 of the high school football season. We've seen some great games so far.
Yeah.
You know, the games just seem to be getting better and better. I know the weather, at least, has been getting better.
Oh, my gosh. It is hot out here. It's literally hot out here. If you're coming out, and I'm not even kidding, bring some bug spray. Bring some off or some DEET or something. Mosquitoes are terrible out here. So I'm just giving you a little bit of, consumer protection, helping you out a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I
bring
do
the
all those
mosquito
kind
spray.
of things.
We're going to hide in the press
A
box.
wide swath.
Hey, good game here in the FRCC, our second week in a row in this conference.
Yep.
Take a look at the conference standings right now. I see Bayport. They are undefeated, as everyone knows, and they're sitting up there with Ashwaubenon and Pulaski. That's a nice little trio up there. It's going to be an interesting second half of the season as those teams start to play each other.
Yeah, it really is. You're not used to seeing Notre Dame down near the bottom. You're not used to seeing Preble down to the bottom. You're not used to seeing Southwest down to the bottom. But what I'm saying is those are all such traditionally strong programs that don't just write them off right now. This second half of the season could be really, really interesting with what could happen. But the third-ranked team in the state is Bayport, and they have done everything possible to earn that recognition.
Absolutely. You take a look at the bottom of that standings list. You see Southwest, Preble, Notre Dame, some teams that you don't traditionally see.
That's
in that
exactly
second
right.
half.
Yep. So we'll see what happens. You know what? Their coaches are too good for them to end the season like that. There's some good coaches right there. We'll see what happens down the rest of the
Again, as much as you want to see those top half teams play each other,
Yeah.
it's going to be a battle in those bottom half as they fight for playoff spots
Those will be
as well.
great battles, no question.
That'll be fun. Well, let's talk a little bit about De Pere. They are sitting in a tie for fourth place in the FRCC right now. Couple of wins, couple of losses. It's a team that seems to be on the rise.
Yeah, they lost their first 2 ball games. Really young team. In fact, when I was going through their roster, I've never seen so many sophomores on a De Pere football team. He's given them playing time. He says, you know what? They're going to learn. They're going to get better. Lost their first 2 and then came back and won their last 2. So he said they are getting better. One big negative for them, though, they've got a big 6'1", 230-pound fullback linebacker who is going to miss tonight's ball game because of shoulder separation.
Yeah, so he will definitely be missed, especially against a team like Bayport. And there's a lot of people tuning in statewide, especially on the stream, to take a look at this Bayport team. What a team Coach Westerman has built.
Okay.
Third in the state.
Yeah.
4-0 on the season.
Yeah.
They have a 31-game conference win streak.
Defensive line. 3 of the guys on their defensive line. 6'8", 250 pounds. 6'9", 250 pounds. And 6'1", 400 pounds. I'm not kidding. That's their defensive line. Have you ever seen size like that at any level of football?
Professional?
Maybe. Maybe with Too Tall Jones when he was playing, but 6'9", 6'8", and 400 pounds.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, and De Pere has struggled to run the ball this season, so it's going to be...
They do throw it pretty well, though.
They do.
They do throw it pretty well, De Pere does.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting matchup. Of course, a lot of people favoring Bayport in this one, but
yeah.
I tell you what, this it's a team that a lot of people just want to get their eyes on for the first time this season.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, sit back if you enjoy football and quality football players. There's a whole bunch of college scholarships at stake with that Bayport team. There's so many kids being recruited, Division I, Division II, all the different levels. They got 73 kids on the roster. I mean, they're stacked. There's nothing more you can say. They're stacked. And they've got some great running backs and a great linebacker who's only a junior. Just incredible. Actually, he's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
Montgomery.
They, even though they've got some very experienced seniors on there are some juniors,
some great young
sophomores
players
in there as well. All right, we are going to hear from the coaches. That's coming up in our next segment. We got to take a timeout. Big game coming up here in the FRCC tonight. De Pere visiting Bayport. We'll be back after this timeout. saw Notre Dame and Ashwaubenon. That game will be played at Notre Dame next week. Pre-game show starts at 6:30 and the kickoff at 7 o'clock next Friday right here on My New 32. Tonight we've got De Pere and Bayport, and as we said, it's time to hear from the coaches. Brought to you by Gallagher's Pizza. Of course, Gallagher's Pizza has locations in De Pere, East Green Bay, West Green Bay, and their newest location right here in Swamico. Well, De Pere has been challenged by injuries throughout the season, but they are off to a 2-2 season. They seem to be on the rise right now. Seem to be in a pretty good spot to make a run for the playoffs this year. Mino had a chance to talk with their head coach, Chad Michaelwitz.
Well, thank you very much, Teddy. Well, Coach, first of all, good to see you once again.
Always good to be here. Appreciate having us.
Something about Friday nights, it's special no matter where you are.
Oh, it's amazing. Definitely.
Tell me a little bit about this Bayport team that you looked at on film all week long, because I watched a bunch of it and I didn't see a lot of flaws.
Yeah, Westy and I are kind of the old dogs here in the conference now, and Bayport, they're always well coached. They try to outman you in certain spots. If you adjust to this, they're going to counter with that. So it's always difficult playing them.
Now, you guys, tell me a little bit about your squad. You're throwing the ball real well.
We're throwing the ball well. We're young, particularly on defense, but I truly believe we have probably what's going to end up being the second best defense in the conference. But we've got, sophomores, juniors.
I was going to say, I don't think I've seen a De Pere roster with so many tens by your grade.
Right. We're young, and they're getting better every week, but we're athletic. We have size in certain areas. It's not as big as teams as we had in the past, but we've got size where we need it, but feisty defense for sure.
Tell me a little bit about throwing that ball, though.
Yeah, Christian, he started as a sophomore. He was in and out a little bit as a junior, and, it's his third year. He's got a lot of experience, and we're definitely gonna put it on his shoulders a little bit tonight. We'll go as he goes, but he's confident. He's been running our offensive scheme for 3 years now, and we're comfortable with what he can do.
How do you approach this game? Because obviously you got off to a little bit of a slow start. Then you won 2 nice, impressive games back-to-back. How do you approach this one against the third-ranked team in the state?
Yeah, it's all the football cliches. It's one play at a time. We got to protect the football. We got to win the turnover ratio. Special teams need to play a factor. I don't want to sound like a cliche coach here, but to beat a team like Bayport, which we did in 2015, you need to check those boxes. So we're really worried about what we can control and doing those things efficiently.
And it does seem like you're progressing week to week to week to week, isn't it?
We are. After the win in week 3, we talked about we wished it wouldn't have took 3 weeks to get there, but we knew it was going to be a learning curve for this team, and they need to learn how to play together. And frankly, winning's a skill. You can learn how to win, and we feel like we're on that right path, but we still have a lot of growth to go in this season.
All right, let's have some fun tonight.
All right, we're looking forward
Great seeing you.
Thank you too.
Teddy?
All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's talk a little bit about Bayport now. They are 4-0 on the season, ranked 3rd in the state, and again, they have a 31-game regular season win streak, all in the FRCC. So, big game for them tonight, trying to keep that streak alive and get to 5-0. 5-0 would actually get them qualified for the playoffs, and of course, they're hoping to make another deep run in the playoffs this year. Mino had a chance to talk with their head coach, Gary Westerman.
Football, huh, Coach?
Yeah, it's great out.
Got a good sweat going?
No, trying not to.
Tell me a little bit about this team of yours. You got 3 guys averaging over 7 yards a carry. You got a quarterback throwing at about 75% completion range. You haven't given up a point in the first quarter. Other than that, not bad.
Yeah, we're just really focused on ourselves week in and week out. It sounds cliche, but last week we gave up a couple big plays on defense. Didn't give up scores, which was good, but a screen pass and then a deep post route, and then offensively we turned the ball over once on a fumble, and we got stopped on downs. So we're always trying to clean those things up and play clean football. So we just really focused on ourselves and trying to get better each week.
Now, this defensive line of yours, you've seen a lot of high school football defensive lines. Is this as good as you've seen?
Yeah, I mean, with Jose Ramirez in the middle.
Is he really 400 pounds?
It doesn't matter, right? I mean, he's giant.
But he moves great.
Yeah, he does. He's worked really hard. I'm really proud of Jose because he's improved his conditioning. He can play a whole football game, and he's a handful to block. And then, Max Musin, plays as hard as any kid I've been around in 20 years and as tough as any kid I've been around in 20 years. So those 2 kids, and then Jake Fisher in their battles like crazy, and gives us a lot of really good minutes. And we got a couple guys that swing over from offense too, So that's a really good defensive line. And then, your back end and Call and Jaden, and it's just it's a good defensive unit that plays hard. They love to play the game of football.
I know Gash was injured heading into the season, but he's bouncing back now, huh?
Yeah, Gash is healthy, so he's good. Trying to limit carries a little bit. Matt Grzybowski's another really good tailback, so we're trying to again stay as healthy as we can by not overusing some guys, and so that's kind of been our goal, limiting the quarterback carries and carries by our tailback.
What do you see when you look at tape of DePere?
Really good up front. They want to run the football zone on offense, discipline on defense. They have a structure and a system that typically bodes well, rather than the teams that are in and out of something different every week, and well coached, So it's going to be a test for us. They're a talented football team. Put it together in stretches this year. So.
One last quick question. Have you made that call to Alec Ingold saying, hey, you're now an alumni, a little contribution would be nice, a little something for the effort?
Yeah, we're just really proud of Alec. As good of a football player he is, he's a better human and a person. And, I talk with Alec every week, and he's just humbled by the opportunity and attacks every day with passion and has a positive attitude. And, our kids can learn from that. It's not just about playing in the NFL, but everything you do in life. If you attack it with passion and work hard and a positive attitude, you can be good at it. And Alec's proven that. So we're just really proud of him. I'm proud of him as a player, and unbelievably proud to call him a friend as well.
Okay, Coach, thanks very much. Best of luck tonight.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, buddy. Teddy?
Yeah, Ingold, of course, heck of a football player. We're going to see some great football players on the field tonight. High school football coming your way. DePere and Bayport. Kickoff coming up at the top of the hour. You're watching Showdown. Closer to kickoff here in Swamico tonight. Bayport getting ready to take on the DePere Redbirds. Glad you can be with us, everyone. Ted Stefaniak, John Mino with you. It's time to take a look at the starting lineups for these two teams. We're going to start with the DePere offense, and DePere led by, we talked about Bosick.
Yeah,
Christian Bosick, nice quarterback, 624 yards so far this season throwing the ball. He's got
a bunch of yards this early.
3 touchdowns. His favorite target, of course, Ethan Hohol, with 22 receptions this season. But it's running back by committee with this Redbird offense. They're still looking for their first rushing touchdown this season.
Exactly. You're exactly right. DePere defense, Redbird defense, led by all-conference linebacker Sam Hafner, leads the team in tackles, has a fumble return for a touchdown. We talked about the big guy, Ben Grofsky, who's an all-conference linebacker. He's hurt. He will miss tonight's ballgame with a shoulder injury. Bennett Spaeth has 3 interceptions and returned an interception for a touchdown already this year.
Talk about the Bayport offense now. The Pirates have 4 returning all-conference players on that offensive starting unit, including conference Lineman of the Year, Braden Doyle. He's a Central Michigan commit. And also the co-back of the year, Isaiah Gash is back after missing a couple of games earlier this season. Jacob Nugent, also all-conference lineman, and Austin Heim is their all-conference kicker.
On the Bayport defense, Pirate defense is absolutely loaded. They've given up 28 points in 4 games. It starts with Naval Academy commit Max Musin. He also is state champion wrestler. FRCC Defensive Player of the Year, Cal Verlonic was the linebacker of the year. Logan Giesler, the defensive back of the year. Defensive lineman Jose Ramirez was also first team all-conference. In fact, he's so big and so good they gave him 2 spots on the team. It's not true.
He is good, though. That is true.
When you see him walking around out here, it's incredible. What a big human being. And he moves pretty well. I'm telling you, would not want to go up against that big kid.
Yeah, and still a lot of college recruits.
You bet.
Scouts still looking at not only him, but a lot of different guys on this team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a beautiful night, as we said, a little bit buggy out here. I think it's
very buggy. I think my hairspray is attracting them. Have you noticed that?
It could be.
It's buzzing all over there.
The Aquanet again?
What's wrong with the Aquanet? Had to. Why break a good thing?
Yeah.
You can't break a streak.
Yeah. Hey, we've got a special ceremony coming up. Gary Westerman, the head coach of Bayport, will be addressing the crowd as we will have a special dedication.
Very
we'll
special
tell you
guy.
all about that coming up in the next segment. So stick around, and then, of course, we've got kickoff coming up at the top of the hour. We're glad you're with us here for the pregame show. This is Sports Showdown on My New 32.
Ironwood legend. However, he never talked about it. Incredibly humble, so unless you really knew Jim, you had no idea of all the athletic accolades he received. He was an amazingly positive person who brought people together regardless of differences. He always had a smile on his face, which in turn put a smile on your face. And he always greeted you with, "Hey, what's happening?" He was an amazing coach, teacher. He attacked whatever job or task in front of him with an unmatched passion and enthusiasm. As I look back, I don't ever remember Jim having a bad day. Always so positive, loving, and caring. Most importantly, Jim was a truly loved father, husband, coach, teacher, friend, and without a doubt, the mayor of Moose Creek. Absolutely an amazing human in every way. I'm going to use 4 words to convey the person Jim LeBlond was: impact, influence, legacy, and pirate pride. Impact. Sam Plum, senior football, basketball, and track athlete, said, "He cared about everyone on the team. Didn't matter if you were the slowest or the fastest, the starter or the 4th string. He believed in you when you couldn't see it in yourself." Coach LeBlond modeled passion, loved athletics, high school football, flag football, lacrosse, 5th and 6th grade basketball, volleyball, track, high school track, summer speed and strength. He was always at school, loved being a positive role model for students and teachers. His positivity and hardworking mindset lives on in many lives he touched. The second word, influence. Kate Melkor, assistant principal, Lineville Intermediate School. Jim had an incredible way of getting kids involved and helping them to realize their worth, whether it was a 10-year-old in Phi Ed class or a senior playing varsity sports. He had a way of making every kid feel noticed and important. Beyond the kids in the classroom, he embodied all of what you would want a colleague and a friend to be. Jim always modeled what he expected from his students and his athletes. He brought people together at every turn. His positive attitude was unmatched. Without a doubt, in every situation Jim was a part of, he made everyone around him better. Jim was a true leader with a huge influence on others. Word 3, legacy. Jen Myers, Lineville teacher. "Hey, what's happening?" Jim always had a smile on his face. Kids loved him. He was always full of energy, and everyone mattered to him. Jim leaves a legacy and an impact on this world which is unmatched. His personal qualities of being hardworking, humble, positive, caring. He always found the good in every situation. He never had a bad word to say about anyone. His legacy lives on in the lives of everyone he came in contact with, students, colleagues, and friends. The 4th word, pirate pride. As I spoke with Dana, she said the 3 most important things in Jim's life were faith, family, and Bayport. Andy Newthall's high school head track coach. Jim was an extremely positive person who brought it all the time. A people magnet. Students, adults, all gravitated to Jim in every situation. He wanted to do whatever he could to make Bayport athletics great. Faith, family, and Bayport. Jim wanted to make Bayport great. Pirate pride truly meant something to Jim. He didn't just say it, he lived it. He wanted to make Bayport the best. He supported all sports, couldn't wait to attend all sports. Jim embodied pirate pride with a do-whatever-it-takes mentality to be as good as we could be. How about the LeBron champion deck? An amazing space for our fans and our athletes, a true tribute to Jim's lasting legacy, an amazing example of what his influence lives on. This will be a place Easton, London, Livy will always know their dad can watch them from someday as they compete on this track and this field. It will be a place to remember Jim during home contests and our track team to use during home events, and remember amazing man, coach, and teacher. Thank you to all of our contractors and sponsors who supported this amazing structure. Many of them are here tonight. Their names are located in your program. We are excited to dedicate this structure tonight as an amazing memorial to an amazing man, Jim LeBlond. Fans, if we could, with a call to action tonight, let's prove that Jim's legacy lives on. Leave here today being positive, hardworking, humble, a do-anything attitude, and understand how much people and relationships matter. That's how Jim lived his life every day. Jimmy, we love you, and we couldn't miss you more. In true Jim fashion, let's get a Pirate Pride breakdown. On 3, Pirate Pride. 1, 2, 3. Before the national anthem, we'd like to have a moment of silence in remembrance of Jim LeBlond.
Thank you. Welcome to Bayport High School Stadium for tonight's Week 5 FRCC matchup between the visiting Redbirds of De Pere and your Bayport Pirates. At this
Tonight's Showdown Game of the Week on My New 32 is brought to you by Gallagher's Pizza, Italian food, Irish spirit. Packerland Home Improvement, it's your home. Simon's Specialty Cheese, home of world champion cheeses. Cobison Buses, family pride in every ride. and Gandrud West Mason Value Center, where selection, dependability, and value collide. From Swamico, Wisconsin, it's time for live coverage of high school football. It's week 5 of the regular season, as tonight we celebrate the halfway point of the season with De Pere taking on undefeated Bayport.
Well, quite the emotional ceremony beforehand.
Yes.
About a beloved coach and teacher here, James LeBlanc, who passed away tragically in March, passed away suddenly. Today would have been his 41st birthday, and huge tribute from the entire staff here at Bayport for that gentleman.
Yeah, very nice presentation by Coach Westerman before the game. Got a little emotional there, and you can certainly understand why.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jim was well loved here at Bayport as well as De Pere and around the area. Terrific gentleman. Well, Johnny, we've got week 5 of the high school football season. A lot of people tuning in tonight to take a look at this team from Bayport, which is ranked 3rd in the state right now. They're 4-0, but nobody has beaten them in the FRCC for quite a while. A 31-game win streak in the regular season over the last few years.
The last team to knock them off was De Pere, 2015, so Redbirds are hoping they can pull some magic out again tonight. Bayport is stacked, though. You know, in offense, they've got 3 guys that average over 7 yards per carry. Their quarterback is 28 of 37, 75% completion rate, and 7 touchdowns. He's got 140 rating for his quarterback rating. Got Sam Plum, big guy, 6'4". He's averaging 24 yards a catch. I mean, they just got some studs out there. They haven't given up a single point in the first quarter in 4 ball games, and they've only given up a total of 28 points in 4 games. So we'll see if they're for real. I'm sure they are, but we'll see what De Pere brings to the table tonight against them.
Take a look at what these teams did last week. We start with De Pere. They had a 10-7 win over Notre Dame last week. Bosick, 147 yards and a touchdown, but that De Pere offense has really struggled on the ground, though, this year, John.
Yeah, they just can't get anything going offensively on the ground. Not sure what it is, and again, they lost their big fullback, who they were really hoping to ride coming into this ball game. But that was a big win for them last week.
And Bayport, of course, a big win over Southwest, 42-0. They did it through the air as well as on the ground.
Yeah, they're averaging around 40 points a game. They haven't been slowed down yet. They have not been, not only not stopped, they have not been slowed down.
All right, so you got 4-0 Bayport, 2-2 De Pere on the field tonight. We are ready to get things started. You take a look at Bayport getting ready to kick off, and they're all blue uniforms, blue helmet. De Pere wearing white uniforms with their red helmet, and we are underway. Week 5 of the high school football season. This one fielded at about the 7-yard line. And just across the 15 near the 20-yard line is where the Redbirds will start their first drive of the night.
And Jaden Montgomery with the first hit of the night. That's the young guy. His dad's a Packers coach, and he will just bring it hard. I mean, he's just a tremendous young linebacker. So
there's a lot of hard hitters on that Bayport defense.
You know, if you ever want to hit that kind of sets the standard, sets the tone for your team, that was the type of hit right there.
De Pere will start on the 20-yard line. Bosick from the shotgun. He's got receivers split wide to the left and the right. The right side comes in motion.
Whoa.
That's Maddox Schinner, and loose ball, and it's still loose. And recovered by Bayport at the 2-yard line. And Johnny, that is not the start that De Pere was looking for.
No, that's about as terrible of a start as you could possibly ask for. He wasn't looking when the snap came, it seemed like. Oh, it hit did you see what they did? Hit the man in motion.
Yeah.
So bad timing.
Schinner's was in motion.
Yep. And then it looks like 18, Bryce Van Hemlick. Yeah, that's as bad of a start as you could ask for.
So a turnover on the first play of the game, and Bayport is now sitting on the De Pere 2-yard line. Andrew Thomas, the quarterback. And we have a touchdown to start the game. Bayport is on the board 16 seconds into the ball game.
Yep. You know, they don't need gifts, and they were handed that one. Jaden Montgomery take it in for the score. But we've done a lot of football games. I don't think I've ever seen a motion man where the snap hits him. Have you? That leads to a fumble like that?
I have not.
Tough way to start for De Pere. Wow.
Now the extra point try coming on. Austin Hyam, all-conference kicker last year in the FRCC. And the extra point attempt is up and good. 7-0 Bayport. 16 seconds into the ball game. We'll take a timeout. You're watching Showdown. Back at Bayport where it is 7-0. Bayport High School leading De Pere, and yes, we're only 16 seconds into the game. Bayport taking advantage of a turnover.
Bizarre turnover, like I said. The motion man, the snap was going back to the quarterback in shotgun, and it hit the motion man in the shoulder and bounded down to the 2-yard line.
So Bayport to kick off, second time in the ball game. Again, fielded at about the same spot, the 7-yard line. And brought out by Peyton Van Laarhoven. And Bayport will send their defense out. De Pere will try it again on offense.
You know, again, I mentioned some of the size of the Bayport ball players. Just incredible defensive line. Big number 79, as I mentioned. Jose Ramirez, 6'1", 240 pounds. 79 right there. You can kind of see him on the side of your screen. That is full grown. Wow. And he's got good feet.
A lot of big kids out there tonight. Well, Bosick will try it again here. This time the snap gets to him. Bosick looks to the right side, completes the pass.
Nice
little pass there.
Yeah,
about an 8-yard, 9-yard pickup.
Ben Calloway stretching out wide for that one, making the catch for about an 8-yard gain. Maybe 9, about a 9-yard gain. You know, as I mentioned, they got nice passing stats coming into the ball game. Completing 57% of his passes, 624 yards. But they just haven't done anything on the ground really to balance that.
Right, and it's been running back by committee. They haven't had just one guy kind of take over that position. So a 2nd and 1. Bosick looking to the near side this time, and a little miscommunication that time. The receiver
went in.
Shinners went inside, and Bosick was looking for a receiver on the outside.
Yep, looks like it was an option pass, so to speak, depending on the coverage. Shinners read it one way. He went right to the middle of the field, and the pass came right out here to the corner. So 3rd and 1. If nothing else, De Pere needs a couple of first downs just to sort of, readjust after that disastrous start.
Well, and again, you got a 2nd and 1, and they went to the air. So I think you're going to see them try to attack with the arm as much as they can tonight. This time they will try it on the ground and pick up that first down. So a nice little running play there, and that'll give the Redbirds a little bit of confidence.
Yeah, they needed that one there. Adam Timbrook, 5'8", 180-pound junior, gets the first down for De Pere. It's a nice job following his blockers, keeping the legs churning, getting that extra yard. But again, going through their roster, just a whole bunch of juniors and sophomores on this De Pere team right now. Quarterback's a big, tall kid. Watching him, he's got a great arm. He's 6'3", 175. And Christian Bosick, he can spin it. There's no question there.
And we've seen Bosick over the last few years. Remember, as a sophomore, he was called into duty.
That's right.
Due to an injury, and still in there.
Yeah, another nice ball.
And another reception, that time caught.
Ben Calloway once again on the near side, gain of about 3. Threw that a long way for a 3-yard gain, didn't he? He threw that thing about 30 yards on the right hash mark.
He does throw a nice ball, though.
Real nice ball. Like I said, watch him in pregame. Outstanding arm.
So Bosick looking at a 2nd and 7. Ball sitting on the 34-yard line. Put a man in motion. That's Spaeth. And a whistle will stop the play.
Legal procedure against De Pere. Bosick not a runner. He's got negative yardage so far running.
Snap. false start, offense. 10-yard penalty, remains second down. 5 yards, penalty.
Pere Verstrati. Our head official tonight. Talked to him before the game. We had this crew last week.
Yes.
Mr. Verstrati letting me know that he's not Italian, as you were so excited last week.
Yeah, but he wants to be.
Well, I think he's happy being Dutch.
I don't know about that.
2nd and 12. After the penalty, trips to the right this time. Bosick looking to the right, looking downfield, and that one is underthrown.
Yeah.
Bring up 3rd down.
Again, not sure if he was looking for a little bit more of a stop pattern because the receiver was running full tilt down the field, and it almost seemed like Bosick put the ball where he wanted to put it. So maybe a little confusion with his defense for Bayport out there. But I'll tell you what, when you talk about some of the best young players around here, that's Isaiah Gash that we saw last year before he got hurt this year. Man, he was special. Wow. His dad, of course, Sam Gash, played for a lot of years in the NFL, assistant coach for the Packers for a long time.
Coming back from a knee injury, missed the first 2 games, and Pere's going to take a timeout with 9:28 remaining in the first quarter. 3rd and 12 coming up. When we come back, you're watching Showdown on My New 32. So a 3rd and 12 coming up after that Pere timeout, something Chad Michaelwitz didn't like, taking that timeout. So Bosick now, deep ball down the sideline, and that is overthrown. Looking at that time again for Ben Calloway.
Well covered. Max Henkel was with him every step of the way. Laid it out there, though, about 50 yards. Like I said, he has a good, strong arm, but these defensive backs so far for Bayport are doing a great job. Really great job. You don't see many people running free.
12, ball still sitting on the 29-yard line. So a punting situation.
Mulu Joyce back to do the punting.
6'1" senior. Got it off at about the 18-yard line. Fielded at the 40. A little bit of room on the near sideline, and off to the races we go. Gets
Touchdown.
a block, and this is going to be a touchdown. Bayport. Wow, Max Henkel.
Well, he made that look easy. Got the good block down. The very last guy that had to get knocked down was the punter, and they did it. He just took it all the way for the touchdown.
60-yard punt return, and Henkel, key block right there.
Right
Who
there,
was
that was
number
the one.
9? Yep. Max Musin.
Max
Who
Musin.
else?
Yeah, once he cleared that hurdle, it was clear sailing from there on out. So a quick start for Bayport. Wow. As quick as you could get. Pere has to be thinking, what more could go wrong? If you had a scripted game of how to start it in nightmare fashion, this would be it.
And now a penalty. So we'll see what the penalty is all about.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense. Half the distance to the goal line, replay, try.
Okay, so they move him a little bit closer.
Well, we certainly have gotten lucky with the weather on Friday nights this year, haven't we?
Oh,
just unbelievable.
Beautiful. It's getting warmer. So this to make it a 14-0 ball game as Chaim puts it through the uprights, his second field goal. So it's 14-0, John, and Bayport has run one offensive play in this game so far.
Yes. I'll tell you what, though, they're one of those teams You know, there's some teams you can make a mistake against and now things still turn out okay. Not these guys. They will make you pay if you make a mistake. You shoot yourself in the foot like that, you're in big, big trouble.
Well, how about this for Bayport? Their ice cream delivery
I know.
in the press box.
I've never seen that before. Where did that come from? I like it, but I don't know where it came from.
Well, you know, when we showed up tonight, of course, the parking lot,
Oh my
lot is
gosh.
filled up with all the food trucks and
I thought
food
I was
vendors
late for
out
the
there.
game or something, I swear.
No, Johnny. You got to get here
I
early
know.
when it's Taste of Bayport.
Taste of Bayport.
Yeah.
They had so much food out there, it was incredible.
Fantastic food out there.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to partake?
I didn't.
I didn't either.
The smells were
I know.
awesome, and I had to
Phenomenal.
rush right in here.
I mean, there were like hundreds of people out there.
I know.
It
Now
was
they're
incredible.
delivering ice cream
Yeah.
to us. Well, we thank them for that.
Very much. Ice cream's hard to eat fast, though. You know what I mean? You get one of those ice cream headaches.
Brain freeze.
Brain freeze.
And again, kicks it to about the same spot, that 7 or 8 yard line, and another big hit by that defense, and it's the man that just
Max
scored
Henkel.
the touchdown, Maximus Henkel.
Wow. Wow. He's off to a pretty good start tonight.
Yeah, I think he normally goes by Max, but the way he's playing so far in this
He's
game,
Maximus.
Maximus.
He's the gladiator tonight. No
Boom.
question. Wow.
By the way, the instant replays you're seeing tonight, of course, brought to our friends at Simon's Cheese, our instant replay sponsor. Simon's Cheese is the home of multiple world champion cheeses. Simon's Cheese, located off Highway 41 at the Little Chute exit. Stop there today. 14-0. Bayport leading De Pere with 9:01 remaining in the first quarter, and another flag here as De Pere begins this offensive drive.
How could they have a penalty? Nothing happened yet.
Legal substitution
No.
on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
You have to stop asking what more could go wrong.
I know. Wow. Okay, they had a couple of good pass plays. They had a fumble, they had a punt return for a touchdown. It's, yeah. You know, we were talking about some of the great teams we've seen this year, though, and Kimberly and Bayport obviously stand out. If they used to go against each other in the playoffs this season, if we're not doing the game, we're buying tickets to go to that game. I mean, I'm serious. Oh, look out. That was just lights out right off the get-go. Wow. Just came in hard. Van Hemmerlich. Grace Van Hemmerlich. Watch this. From the blind side. Back to about the 1 yard line.
Well, and you're wondering, some people maybe saying safety, but where he was hit.
Right, that's forward progress. Stops right there.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Wow. So 2nd and 24 from the 2.
Bosick from 4 yards deep in his end zone. And let's see. Another whistle here, and we have another timeout.
I think so, for De Pere. Yes, it is.
Yeah. So let's use our timeout here as well, Johnny.
Okay,
We'll step
Teddy.
away. Bayport leading by 2 touchdowns. We'll be right back. So De Pere using their 2nd timeout of the half. They still have one more. But we're at the 8:15 mark of the first quarter. So Bosick about 4 yards deep in his own end zone. Handoff up the middle. Little bit of room. That'll give him a little room to work with on this 3rd down coming up.
Like Jim Irwin used to say, gives him more room to punt with.
Well, I wasn't going to go there.
Wow, I'm sorry. But, you know, they got to do a few more of those plays just to kind of get settled down because, man, Bayport is just teeing off now when they show pass. Gained about a yard. 3rd and 20 now.
See if
What have you got?
Bosick
What have you got in the old playbook for 3rd and 20 from your own 5?
He got 2 receivers to the left. He looks right, looking for something over the middle. That is nearly picked off, but again, I think a little bit of confusion.
Seemed like it, yep.
And that's the 3rd time that it looked like Bosick was looking for somebody else to make a different move.
Logan Geisler that time nearly with the interception, but you're right. I mean, he's not missing by a little, he's missing by a lot, which makes you think that they just are not on the same page. So Bayport will get great field position once again. If they don't return it for 6.
Yeah, last punt was returned about 60 yards for the touchdown. Joyce to punt from 5 yards deep in his end zone. This one fielded at the 33-yard line. Taken by Alex Sylvester, who is chased out of bounds. And Bayport will have excellent field position to start this drive.
Caleb Renard with the tackle that time.
Well, our scoreboard sponsor tonight is Packerland Home Improvements. Quality window and door replacement since 1973. It matters. It's your home.
On the return team, 10 yards from the end of the run. First down, Bayport.
So Terry Verstrati asking me, are we following him or is he following us?
What do you mean? Before the game?
Yeah,
you talked to him?
We had their crew.
Yeah, I know.
We had their crew last week.
Right.
And he says he's going somewhere else next week. So
he
we're
brings
at
it
Notre
strong,
Dame.
though, man. He brings it strong.
Yeah.
He brings some emotion to his calls.
Good crew. They did a great job last week. So Bayport starts his drive on the De Pere 33. Right up the middle and off to the races. Another touchdown for Bayport.
Isaiah Gash.
33 yards on the touchdown run.
Untouched. Isaiah Gash took that handoff and he just headed north and south, spurred up his shoulders, and nobody was going to touch him. Big hole. And Gash just got a good block right there. Nobody touched him. We've done a lot of football games, Teddy.
We have never seen a
We have
beginning
never
like this.
seen a beginning like this.
We've seen a lot
Ever.
of nevers this season. First times this season. The extra point by Heim is good, and it is 21-0 with 7:06 remaining in the first quarter. Well, you have to think from De Pere's standpoint, coming in, you had to be prepared and mentally ready to go against this gigantic,
Right. Right.
highly ranked team from Bayport, and to have a couple of things go wrong early on. Now you really
Could have
start
asked
to
for
find
anything worse.
out,
Exactly.
hey, do we want to be here? And,
Yeah.
and can we get some good things happening here?
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the challenge now for Coach Michael Witz and his staff and the players right now on the other sideline.
Yeah, there's no question. Like we've mentioned a couple of times already, they're a young team, and it is a learning experience. It just really is. Going up against a team like Bayport, they realize what the cream of the crop is like in the entire state. There it is right there. If anybody needs a barometer, that's as good as it gets in the state of Wisconsin right now. I'd put them up against anybody. Like I said, I haven't seen – who's number one? Muskego?
Muskego.
I haven't seen them. I saw them last year in the
state champs.
championship game last year, but we know what Kimberly has, and now we know what Bayport has. And Fond du Lac. Let's not forget Fond du Lac.
Yeah, Fond du Lac dropped to number 4 after losing to Kimberly. So let's kick a little bit deeper near the 5-yard line. And brought out to about the 15.
Van Larhoven at the return. They're going to be wearing out the grass in this part of the field right here. That's where they've been stuck most of the ball game, or actually the entire ball game.
Well, we talked about the mentality of De Pere now. Now, if you're Bayport and you've got this big lead here, and that kind of changes your mentality too a little bit, doesn't it?
Well, you know what? If I was De Pere, I would go back to the most basic things you do well. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's dive plays by the fullback. Go back to whatever you can get the most success with. That's what I would do, just to kind of right that ship a little bit. Give yourself some confidence.
Bosick to the right side. A screen pass and about an 8-yard pickup. So there you go. Just what you're talking about.
Well, that's the kind of play, you know what? It's a timing play, and that time the timing was there. That's one of the few times the timing was working so far tonight.
Maddox Shinners on the reception.
A nice gain of almost 9.
Now making sure that Bosick is on the same page now with his receivers. You know, that's
right. Absolutely.
Little steps here now to try to keep things rolling. Shinners will split wide to the left this time. Couple of receivers to the right. Handoff inside, met immediately at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be really close, though, Johnny.
Yeah, it's really close. I mean, the marker is right on the 25-yard line chalk stripe.
I want to say he's
and that
got
ball
it.
is...
Oh, they spotted it a little deeper, but they will give him the first down.
Okay.
The way they came in, I thought he was on the other side of that.
Yeah, I did too.
Yard marker.
But again, you know what? You got a first down. Build off that. Just keep going. Play this kind of football.
Timbrook with 44 carries coming into this game. And that the Pere offense just looking for somebody to kind of take over, take the lead.
Right, absolutely.
Of that running game. Bosick, deep drop this time, in trouble and taken down by Musin.
Boy, he just overpowered his man, Max Musin. We're talking about him being a state champion wrestler, and he was just relentless that time. There was no hesitation. He just kept pushing forward and just overpowered his man.
Well, you're looking at the state heavyweight champion heading to the Naval Academy next year.
Yeah. Wow.
To play football.
It's impressive, isn't it?
And go to the Naval Academy.
Yeah, that too. I don't think you cut many classes there, do you? Yeah, that's incredible.
So 2nd and 19 after the sack by Musin. Bosick.
Nice ball.
They're going to get back that original line of scrimmage. We'll gain them about 9.
Just playing catch out there. Ethan Hohol with the catch.
Hohol, another one of those college prospects we've been talking about.
6'3", 195. Good size. Great size, really. Where's he going?
He's looking at school.
Okay.
Hasn't committed yet. It's just one of those guys that if you're a college recruit.
Well, just that raw size and ability.
Scout, yeah.
What you can mold that into.
So a 3rd and 9. Pickup of 10 for Hohol. Coming to the near sideline this time. He's got his tight end, Callaway.
That's one of those ones, the quarterback, you want a little asterisk because you put it right in his hands that time, right in the numbers. An unforced error. Another nice ball, though. Lays it out there nicely. Just wanted to run with it before he tucked it away.
Yeah.
And Alex Sylvester was there to make sure he wasn't going anywhere else.
That defense starts putting some early hits on you. You start thinking.
And they are putting some hits on.
One eye is down the field and one eye is trying to catch the ball, and you got to have 2 eyes.
I'm telling you, they lay the wood.
So Joyce to punt once again. Get this one off at about the 16-yard line, fielded at the 45 of Bayport. Across the 50 and down at near the 45-yard line.
So once again, pretty good field position for Bayport. Sylvester with the return. You know, it's amazing with a school the size of Bayport, okay? How many young players still find ways to get playing time? How many juniors still find ways, even sophomores? It's incredible the talent pool that they've got coming up at a young age here.
Well, and we have seen it year in, year out, especially with these teams, these monster programs like a Kimberly, a Fond du Lac, Bayport. You get these big leads, and then you're basically sitting your starters for the second half and allowing the backups to get some time. And look at this.
Isaiah Gash.
Again, and into the end zone.
45 yards.
So 45 yards.
He's touched it twice. First time he went 41 yards, second time 45 yards. Incredible.
Goodness.
Incredible. Wow.
Another look at it.
Broken tackles there. 2 at the line of scrimmage. Blew by a guy right there, and then he just put on the Jets.
One play.
Wow.
45 yards.
185.
The extra point for Heim again is good. So 28-0 here in the first quarter. Bayport leading De Pere.
Tell you what, Gash has to be one of those kids that colleges are really looking at. Obviously, we talked about his dad, who was actually a lot bigger than him. Did you ever see his dad after the game last year?
Yeah.
I mean, so just one of those guys as a lead blocker, just used to just destroy linebackers. And he still has that look. I asked if he wanted to arm wrestle to see if he still had it. He
You
didn't.
wanted to arm?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Well, just see if I still got it.
You're already looking at replacing other things.
He'd rip my arm right out of his
I
shoulder.
need an arm replacement.
Oh my God, is he a tough-looking guy? But this Gash, I mean, I'm thinking D1. With that kind of speed, that kind of strength.
Isaiah Gash, he had 16 carries, 143 yards, 3 touchdowns coming into this game. Now remember, he missed the first 2 games of the season coming back from a knee injury, so again, you're kind of slowly working him back in, but they've slowly worked him back into 2 plays tonight. And again, a 33-yard run and a 45-yard run here in the first quarter.
Wow. There you saw our other favorite player tonight, Jose Ramirez, 6'1", 400 pounds. Well, I said it before, I'll say it again, we've never seen anything like this in all the games we've done.
Fielded again at about the 10-yard line, and
Max Musin in on the stop once again.
returned by Van Laarhoven.
Now that's a Dutch name. That's a Dutch name, don't you think?
Chatting with Verstrati.
Yeah. How about when we talked to Luca Gemignani before the game for De Pere? Yeah, we're asking him how to pronounce his name.
Yeah, you had a tough night trying to, trying to connect with all your paisans out
I go,
there.
hey, Paisan. He goes, what?
What?
You know, Paisan goes, okay. Like, that's right.
Posick connects, fighting for the first time. He's going to be really close. Nice effort there by Shinners after the catch.
Maddox Shinners, very nice job. Though you have to think one of these Bayport DBs are looking at those quick out patterns and one of these times saying, you know what, I'm going to gamble a little bit and see what happens.
Yeah, Jim Noddy talking about Paisan. He didn't know what that was.
No.
But he said, Uper. He goes, yeah, my family's
Yeah,
UP.
there you go. But I said, that's got to be a UP name. He goes, oh, yeah, absolutely. Up road in Houghton. So one way or another, there's a connection.
Yeah. Always a connection to Johnny.
One way or another.
Seven steps of separation to Milo?
That's right, exactly.
False start in the end. Okay. Prior to the snap, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty remains, 2nd down.
Yeah, this might be one of those games like De Pere, sometimes they don't even watch the tape afterwards. Could turn out to be one of those.
Yeah.
Because you just get discouraged.
Well, there's a lot of football left here, John. A lot of football.
Thank you for that, Teddy.
Yeah.
It's a nice ball.
And catch Callaway this time. And
First down.
Up
to the 35. Big play. Nice. One of their nicest plays of the game.
Well, again, you just talk about settling down.
Right. Just get some confidence. Just play football.
Clock stops momentarily to move the chains and then begins again.
Quite the facility out here, though, isn't it? At Bayport?
Oh. Well, not only the football field.
Yeah.
I mean, they've really done some massive improvements to baseball and softball fields. Beautiful.
Look out.
Fresh set of downs, and that was sniffed out by the Bayport defense. A screen pass counted as a completion, and then tackle for a loss.
Benjamin Storby coming in. That was one of those scary ones almost. So from where we were, you saw the ball in the air, the receiver turning back, and the DB reading that one. Did a nice job to not do a illegal type of hit, because those are the ones these days they really emphasize.
Tell you what, these Bayport defenders do a nice job wrapping up.
Yeah, not a lot of missed tackles.
So again, a
2nd and 14.
Yeah, De Pere finds themselves
going uphill all the time.
Yeah.
Find themselves going uphill.
Thank you for helping with that.
You're welcome.
Trying to find the right word.
I know, it just wasn't there.
Another penalty flag comes out here, John.
Just wasn't there.
This one comes deep behind the defense.
Prior to the snap, delay of game warning, delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty remains, second down.
Yeah, I thought they were taking off a long time in the huddle that time. Did you see, are these refs, different crews give different signals, don't they? Or is it always the 10 seconds and then the 5 seconds, but is it the back judge? Wait.
The back judge has, it holds his hand up with 10 seconds.
Okay.
And then we'll start counting when you're down to 5.
Okay.
And
another catch, Storby with another tackle. Tough player right there, number 6 coming up.
Maybe a gain of 1 or 2 there, Johnny, brings up third down.
Under pressure, Musin in there again. Got in a hit just as he let it go. Storby, Keyshawn Derritt. Both in there. So 3rd and 16. A little different look at quarterback right here. It's Patrick Rotherham.
Rotherham takes it that time, yeah.
Rotherham, a sophomore, 5'11", 170. Give it a little different look, running it. Pretty legendary quarterback name in this area, the Rotherhams. Remember Charlie for Notre Dame a few years back? Charlie Rotherham?
Charlie Rotherham. Yep. Notre Dame Academy.
Yep. Kurt was a great player at St. Norbert back in the day.
Got a text from somebody wondering if Mino's going to be able to add some interesting comments through this game. They obviously don't know you, Johnny.
We can come up with some interesting comments. Interesting to me. I don't know if they're to anybody else. Oh, nice play. Nice defensive play right there that time. Number 88, Ethan Hohol, chasing him down. Well, 24 seconds left in the first quarter, of which has to be the most nightmarish first quarter, according to Pere, they've experienced in a lot of years. But survive. And
one-sided so much tonight. Now, earlier this season, we go back to week 1, we saw an incredible first half where Keely Kiwani was throwing haymakers. And I think we probably had about 21, 28 points in that first quarter.
Those first 3 quarters of that game was one of the best high school football games I've ever seen. With the way that thing went back and forth. That was incredible.
From the 36,
wide open.
Wind up and find a man, and they connect. Caught it at the 20, and nobody in front of him. Touchdown, Bayport, Sam Plum.
What a beautiful pass. Man, Andrew Thomas just laid that thing out there. Put a lot of air under it. Just fantastic. Unbelievable.
64 yards. One play.
Well, you mentioned that Kiwani Keel gave a lot of fireworks in the last couple of minutes of each quarter. We had it right there. He was wide open early on, and just a perfect throw the way he lays this out there. Nice form. Look, coaches knew right away. Yep. Wow.
How many plays have they run?
Very few. Because
their last
5 plays? 4 plays. Thank you.
4 plays and 4 touchdowns.
4 offensive plays. That's beyond belief.
Because you had Montgomery score on the first
play. Then Gash.
Then you had
first play.
Henkel scored on the punt return.
And then that. Yeah.
And then Gash on a 1-play drive.
Yeah.
Gash on another 1-play drive. And now Plum.
Yeah.
On the reception.
Unbelievable.
Well,
got a feeling
Plum's brother may be watching on the stream tonight from Iowa City.
That's right.
Cheering on his little brother.
He's a great player in his own right. I enjoyed watching him play basketball. Did you watch him play basketball?
Yeah.
Big rec specs and everything.
Everybody did.
I enjoyed that. He was tenacious. That was fun to watch. Of course, Bayport awfully proud of Alec Ingold, starting fullback for the Oakland Raiders these days. Ask Coach Westerman, if he's going after him, get some of those alumni
Buck
checks.
wanted nothing to do
You
with
had
that
nothing
question.
to do with that
He
whatsoever.
wanted nothing to do with any of your questions.
I noticed that.
You'll probably be talking to him after the game, so.
Maybe he'll be in a better mood then.
I don't think it was that he was in a bad mood. I think he's always focused
Intense.
and intense before a game. Great guy, though. This one fielded at the 10 and another big hit. 20-yard line.
Maximus Henkel once again, number 23 with the hit. Coach Westerman, it's amazing how he's transformed his body over the last few years.
We saw
Isn't
that
it?
last year.
Yeah.
You and I were a little bit surprised when we showed up. And
Wow.
It's like, who is this guy?
Incredible, just
Yeah.
so ripped.
And he has kept the weight off.
Oh my God, he looks
Yeah.
even stronger now.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't recommend the way he did it, losing all that weight and everything.
But eating right and working out?
Yes.
You've got a different way,
Yeah.
a different philosophy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we've got 3/4 to talk about it.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Incomplete pass.
Yeah.
With 3.7 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Yeah, let's save that. Let's save
Okay.
that for at least the
Okay.
second quarter.
All righty.
Dig into that.
Okay. So I got a feeling that second half might be awfully short. When do they start the running clock? How many minutes in?
Second half.
Right, like from the beginning of the second half?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. If you're a backup, though, you have to be thinking, hey, I could get some serious playing time here. Get that varsity letter. Kind of like you at Creighton.
We've got time to talk about that, too.
I don't know. Maybe. The night is young.
And the first quarter has...
Mercifully.
I'll let you say that.
Okay.
Come to an end. Bayport leading De Pere 35-0. We'll be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Bayport High School, everyone. 35-0. The Pirates leading the Redbirds as we begin quarter number 2. This is a 3rd and 11 for De Pere. And that is almost picked off, and that would have been another 6.
And that's what I've been talking about a couple of minutes ago,
Yeah.
where those DBs have to be sitting back right now. Think, okay, on one of these, when that guy runs the quick out, I'm going to gamble and try to take it to the house.
John, that was Patrick Rotherham again in at quarterback for De Pere. Not
Right.
sure if Bosick was injured
You know,
at all, or
He took a pretty good shot
Yeah.
on the one that the pass right over here. Remember, with Musin was coming in hard.
he took a
He
couple
took
of
a
them.
really hard shot on that play.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's out because of that, but he did take a really hard shot.
Well, and De Pere already a little short-handed with Kaiwan
And
Vengroski out, their outstanding linebacker.
The trailer is working with him over there.
This punt short, fielded at the 43-yard line. Logan Geisler looking for a little room. Picks up a few yards, and that is where Bayport will begin this drive. Pretty good field position again for the Pirates.
But the 36. Okay, Teddy, if somebody tuned in late, explain again what's happened in the number of plays versus the number of scores for Bayport.
They have scored on every play so far.
Every play.
and one punt return.
Yes. So basically every time
4 for 4
every
on
time they
offensive
touch the
plays.
ball,
No
they
pressure
scored.
here, Bayport.
Right. Isn't that incredible?
I'll let you know if it's incredible.
Every play has been a touchdown.
We'll see if the streak continues. They put a man in motion. That is a low snap, broken play here. Oh my goodness, he is still on his feet and off to the races again. Andrew Thomas,
got to be kidding me.
5 for 5 on offensive plays for Bayport, and that was a broken play.
This has never happened, I'll bet, in high school football. I'll bet this has never happened in high school football.
Everybody in the press box here is looking at each other
like, do you believe this?
Andrew Thomas, the quarterback, that started with a bad snap. It basically rolled back to him. He was just trying to save it, get back to the line of scrimmage. Well, look at that. Bounced 2 times,
right.
Picks it up, picks up some blocks.
Push somebody out of the way right there. Incredible. This is unprecedented.
Where do they start again? That was the
36, I thought.
36. And Heim, the extra point is good. 42-0.
Okay,
let's
take a
timeout. No,
okay.
let's take a timeout, John.
I'm going to eat my ice cream.
Yeah, eat your ice cream. We'll think about this. We'll be right back. Hi, everybody. 42-0. Bayport leads the Pere on a long touchdown run by Andrew Thomas. After the kickoff, we'll go back and take a look at that last touchdown run by Andrew Thomas. But again, right now we are sitting at 5 plays and 5 touchdowns plus a punt return.
That's what I mean. So six times they've touched the football, and on all 6
Well, there have been
occasions,
some punts where they didn't return it for a touchdown.
Well,
so,
yeah, right.
So
yeah, a lot of it. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They've been good,
but every offensive play from
every
scrimmage.
offensive play.
Wow. Amazing.
And this crowd, I mean, it is jam-packed here. There are
incredible crowd
people around the field. You look at that south end zone, and they are just packed in there along the fence. So this one fielded at the 12-yard line for De Pere to the 20-yard line, and that's where the Redbirds will start. Let's go back and take a look at that last touchdown run. And again, started with a broken play as the snap rolled back to Thomas.
And watch this determination right here. Boom, right there, pushes his own man out of the way, takes the distance. Unreal.
I'm not sure the exact yardage on that, but around 40 yards.
Yeah. Incredible. Well, I think for De Pere, you can just mount a drive, get yourself 3 or 4 first downs just to, stem the tide, to put a tourniquet on it, so to speak. I think at this point they would take that.
Rotherham still in there at quarterback. And he is in trouble, and he is sacked.
Yeah, he didn't have a chance.
So 3 Pirates hanging on to him.
Cash Van Bellinger.
Another 2 right around there.
Number 16. Yeah, how tough a situation is sophomore quarterback coming into a game when you're behind 42-0 against this defense.
Well, and that's something that Bosick had to learn when he was a sophomore.
Right, that's right.
Being kind of thrown into the fire due to an injury to an upperclassman. But again, we don't know if Bosick is injured, but he is not in the game right now. It's Patrick Rotherham. 2 receivers, now 3 to the right side. He is in trouble again, and down he goes. Back-to-back sacks.
Yeah.
And right now, that line just unable to offer any help for the young sophomore.
Van Hemlick in there just right with the snap that time. Didn't have a chance. Watch this. As soon as he looks up, then you got big 75 coming through there too. It's Jake Fisher, 6 foot, 240 pounds.
And Hemrick, I think, his first sack of the season.
You would know that. You're such a stats guy. You would know that. Was he JV Player of the Year as well?
Love that shot. We'll go back to that shot in a second here, guys.
There's
Meanwhile,
a
a
nice
nice little run here for the Redbirds as Timbrook.
Adam Timbrook with the carry. That's their biggest game. Yeah, what's that, Teddy? I mean, it's the flash, or I mean, it's the phones,
Yeah.
right?
Well, just a moment ago, all the student section had their phones out.
Okay. Kind of like at a concert type thing with the
Yeah.
cigarette lighter?
I've never seen that at a high school game. Have
I
you?
haven't either. No.
A
No.
lot of firsts tonight.
I know, right? Wow. First time we've had ice cream in the booth. I
Good
dusted,
stuff.
I dusted mine off.
I know you're looking at mine now. Still looking forward
that went
to your,
down pretty well, I'll tell you that.
So Joyce to punt once again. This one is going to be
Nice
fielded
punt.
at the 49. And Sylvester.
Oh, nice hit.
Hit at the 40-yard line. Lost his helmet.
Caleb Renard, number 3. Only a sophomore. Big hit for a sophomore right there.
Renard in there tonight, getting the start for Vengrowski, who's out with a shoulder injury. They thought maybe Vengrowski could have played tonight.
Yeah.
Didn't really want to risk it.
Yeah,
getting him out there quite before he was.
They said he
through.
really gutted it out last week.
Yeah.
But that's a big two-way player that you lose right there. That hurts.
Vengrowski, 6'1 senior, 230. Over 100 yards rushing this season, an all-conference linebacker. So that's what you're missing on the Redbirds defense tonight. Gash up the middle and moves the pile. 8-yard pickup, and that stops the streak of one-play touchdowns.
Unbelievable. Just getting an update, some other scores. Freedom Wrightstown tied at 14. 1 minute left in the second quarter.
And we're going to see both of those teams coming up a little bit later this season.
Look forward to it. I like going into that conference.
Yep.
Enjoy that.
Northeastern Conference. So we'll see Little Shoot at Freedom in a couple of weeks.
Mustangs having another nice year.
How about this non-conference matchup between West De Pere and Wrightstown?
Like it. Now that De Pere defense getting a little more stout. Caleb Kimbrough, number 99, one of the guys in on that stop.
Matt Grabowski with the carry that time.
Yes.
His first touch.
Carry. Yep, his first carry.
And he's really had a nice season. I mean, almost 400 yards this season, 5 touchdowns.
Averaging over 7 yards per carry.
His first touch of the night.
Yeah. Tough to get playing time in this team. Yeah, they've got 3 running backs averaging over 7 yards a carry. I don't think any of them is going to worry about that going down tonight.
Grabowski picked up the first down. They gave the gash. And another 5-yard pickup.
Another nice job by Kimbrough there, number 99. Hit him low, hung on, took him down. What do you I was going to ask you this today. Somebody asked me this. Who's the best high school football team we've seen in doing games over the years?
Over the years?
Over the years. I thought Kimberly a couple of years ago.
You know, it's really hard. I mean, if they're not it, they're certainly in the discussion. And it's really hard not to have a Kimberly.
The Alec Ingold teams, though, here, when he was the quarterback.
Oh, met in the backfield, and
he's getting a
touchdown. Touchdown. Everybody's looking at the backfield, where they did an incredible job of selling it. Instead, on the other side, it is another Bayport touchdown.
I missed it. I was watching the big hit in the backfield. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. 48-0. 7 minutes left in the first half. What an amazing fake. I can honestly say, you talk about first, that's the first time I've ever been completely faked out. I was watching back there, and he just kept it himself, did a great job, and took it all the way for the touchdown. Andrew
Thomas again. 24-yard touchdown run. His second score of the night.
Thank you, cameraman, for staying with it. Or camerawoman. That might have been Amber. That was Amber.
Yeah, I watched the fake too.
I watched that big hit in the backfield, and then there was little pushing and stuff. I thought, oh, something might happen.
Something did happen. 6 points.
Oh my gosh.
Well, now the officials are getting together. I'm not sure.
I thought I heard a whistle, to be honest with you, but it might have just been somebody screaming.
Well, and the officials may have been faked out too.
I know.
And
They are taking it back.
Inadvertent whistle.
Yep. Yep.
We'll be replaying the down, the original spot.
Yep. That's another
okay,
reason
now
why
I don't feel bad.
I don't either. I'm gonna convince myself of that.
Yeah, no, we didn't do anything wrong.
No,
Doug.
we're
not
right.
at all.
We were right all the time.
Totally screwed up.
Exactly. Wow. That was incredible.
Now we're assuming that's what the inadvertent whistle was, that they bought the
but
fake
I thought
two.
I did hear. Yeah. Well, I did hear it obviously then. Wow. Incredible.
Well, and there were two defenders.
I know.
Still taking him down, trying to finish him off. This is just the most bizarre game
we've ever done. Ever.
So
ever,
take
ever,
the touchdown off the board. The ball is still on the
same
20,
play.
Same play. Same result.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Andrew
Same
Thomas.
play. Same play. Wow.
Well, if it wasn't the weirdest game before that play,
it is now.
For that series.
Okay, so how many offense?
And that only counts as one play.
Yes. Yes.
Because that was a no play.
Yes. How many offensive plays from scrimmage now in the ball game for Bayport? 10 maybe? And 7 scores? Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think you're pretty close. Time on for the extra point. My goodness. It's good. And it is now 49-0 Bayport. We're going to take a break. Hope you stick around with us. Try to find out a little bit about Mino's diet and some other things going on.
That's how bad it's gotten.
We'll be right back. Back at Bayport High School. About 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Just secured an interview with Katie Coleman.
There you go. Formerly,
remember
Katie Hardy. Great player. Did we do some of their games when she was in high school? I don't know. That was at those great Ashwaubenon teams, right?
Yep, had some terrific
Yep.
Ashwaubenon teams, and of course now she went on to play at Green Bay.
Mm-hmm. Great career.
They were all right. And now she's a defending state champ as a coach.
Pretty amazing.
Talked to her at halftime.
Kickoff goes out of bounds. So the Pere will take it. 6:59 left to play in the first half.
You finished your ice cream early, John.
Yeah.
That's all you got to say about that.
I dusted that off in a hurry. That's all I have to say about that. Dusted that
what
one
was
off
it?
in a hurry.
It was like a chocolate.
Chocolate. It was a chocolate. Good,
Just
rich chocolate.
chocolate.
Dark chocolate. Yeah.
I had some mixture.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about yours looking at it. I tried it when
you know what?
I tried it when you turned away.
It's did you?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Not as good as the chocolate.
It's delicious. There's all kinds of different colors in there.
Yeah, I know. The
Candies
sprinkly things.
Oh, it's delicious.
Okay. All right. Take your word for it.
From the 35-yard line, Redbirds start their drive and
Adam Timbrook with the carry.
tackle
back.
for loss.
Okay, this might be one of those questions. Is Bayport this good, or is De Pere on this night that bad?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Again,
De Pere's
De Pere's a little banged up. They won their last two games. They've been struggles to win, but take nothing away in those struggles. I mean, you lose your first two, you find a way to come back.
Absolutely.
You know that this is going to be a tough game against Bayport.
Right.
So you see kind of how you stack up and just try to stay healthy and get ready for the last 4 games of the season.
Exactly.
Because you got a great shot at getting into the playoffs. And that is nearly picked off.
Number 16 over there. Cash Van Bellinger, almost with a pick.
So yes, De Pere is struggling tonight. I don't think De Pere is as bad as what it looks tonight, you know. And we've seen this before. Let's go back to last year. Nina won't let us come back anymore. No, I'm kidding, of course, when I say that. But Nina had a terrific team last year. Ranked in the top 10 all year long. Every time we went there, we would match them up against Kimberly
or Fond du Lac. Yeah. And they get smoked.
You know, and they would get beat.
And then they play in the playoffs, and they only lose 7-3 to Kimberly in the playoffs.
Yeah. So, really, really good team.
Yeah.
And so my point is, De Pere is not.
Right.
Don't be confused by this score. Now, take nothing away from Bayport.
No, but I've never seen a team start worse than De Pere tonight, where the very first play is a fumble down to the 2-yard line.
A couple of bad luck things.
And then the first punt is brought back for a touchdown. It's pretty tough to recover after that against a team like this. It really and truly is. I'm not seeing any quit out there by anybody. They're still slugging.
Joyce to punt again. Lulu Joyce. Oh, that is nearly blocked. Good rush that time by Logan Van Lannen.
So they'll have it around the 40. Now 35. 35-yard line, 5:17 to play, first half.
Well, I have to thank all of our sponsors tonight. Of course, we really appreciate everyone joining us for the season. Of course, Packerland Home Improvement, quality window and door replacement since 1973. It matters. It's your home.
Had to throw that in there.
Score 49-0. Bayport as they take over, and there's a good defensive play.
Absolutely,
Loss
that's
of
what
yardage.
I said. There's no quit. I haven't seen any quit whatsoever. That's Caleb Renard, number 3. And I believe it was Max Paquette, 55, and on that stop. So nice defensive play there. Very nice. Loss of 1. First time they've lost yardage.
Up the middle.
Look out.
To the 50.
Look
nice
out.
cutback and then brought down. Nice little run that time, or a big run, we should say. That time, Gruspowski.
Renard with another tackle, number 3 for De Pere. I like that kid, only a sophomore, 5'10", 170.
The change of direction, you'll see it again here on the Simon's Cheese Instant Replay. Take a look at Gruspowski. Oh, didn't have it. Well, you saw it the first time.
I saw it. But I need to see it again.
Well, he is out of the game. Gash back in. Gash will take the handoff. Try the left side. And
tripped up.
Pick up a couple.
You know, when you look at some of these kids, though, for Bayport, when they start out as sophomores to the time they're seniors, to a man, and I know they have a great weightlifting program here, and Gary Westerman is really huge with that, but it's incredible how their bodies kind of get chiseled over those 3 years from the sophomore to senior years.
Yeah, these guys have a terrific weight room.
And they really
Great
strive
program.
with it. They really take that seriously,
Yeah,
the weightlifting program.
Gash getting up for that reception, has the first down, still fighting through some tacklers. You better all gang up on him. He's going to keep going, still carrying the pile, and brought down inside the 20 near the 15-yard line. That's worth another look.
Holy cow, what a tough kid. What a tough run. Talk about no quit. That was incredible. Goes up nicely to make the catch.
Those instant replays tonight brought to you by Simon's Cheese. Simon's is the home of multiple world champion cheeses. Simon's Cheese, located off of Highway 41 at the Little Chute exit. Stop there today. 3:09 and counting. Left in the first half. 2 receivers to the left, including Gash. They faked the screen to Gash. Boy, they really sell these fakes.
They certainly do. Gruspowski actually with the run. But yeah, you've got to keep your eyes wide open and see all the entire field, because they carry out their fakes as well as anybody I've seen in a long time. Still can't believe we got completely faked out on that one play.
I got faked. You got faked. That's unusual for you to get faked. And the officials got faked, which took a touchdown off the board.
That was incredible.
And it didn't matter.
Because they scored again the next play.
Because it scored on the very next play on the same play. 2nd and 5 from the 11.
Gash
pulled down inside the 5-yard line as the Pirates are looking to crack the 50-point mark here in the first half.
Wow. Amazing.
Well, people ask about the running clock.
Right, that'll be the second half.
Second half.
Right from the
When
beginning,
it's above
right?
35,
yeah. I don't think this one's going to be below 35. Do you?
I like to be an optimist, John.
Okay.
Glass half full.
Gotcha.
Thomas takes a snap.
Fumble.
And little.
I think
Pere might have it. They're pointing like they do.
Yeah, I thought they dove on it right away.
And the officials.
88, Ethan Hohol. Yeah. Pere football.
Turnover.
Yeah, just kind of caught him on his hip. A little bit of a low snap, threw the timing off. By the time he turned, Gash was already up near the line of scrimmage. So one break going to Pere's way.
Yep.
Stopping him right there.
Well, they cursed Bayport by saying they were looking at the 50-point marker.
I know. Oh, I've been known to do that, my friend. Stacked at the line.
And tackled in the end zone, but again,
he had forward progress. Yep.
Forward progress stopped him at about the 1.
Next week, Notre Dame, is that right? Ashwaubenon?
Bet, Ashwaubenon, Notre Dame. Of course, Ashwaubenon, I think the surprise of the FRCC. Every year there's just kind of that surprise team.
You're right.
I would say Ashwaubenon is that team.
Former Bayport player, their new head coach at Ashwaubenon.
Hey, how about what's happening down at Manitowoc? Manitowoc Lincoln 2-2.
I know, right?
So far this season.
After getting pounded their first game by Bayport.
Flags fly. Well, I'll tell you what, while they sort this out, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back. You're watching Showdown on My New 32. Second and 13 from their own 2-yard line, and again,
I wasn't sure he got out that time.
Yeah, the officials will say, yeah,
real close. Yeah,
stopped on the 1.
And I think
so. Yeah, that last penalty did go against the Pere.
Right.
So half the distance. And
yep.
Had to take that last internal break, so we apologize for the quick break.
Oh, you didn't miss anything.
Didn't miss anything. We got back in time.
And that's going to wind her down.
Yeah, it appears not even going to take another snap. What an incredible first half, Trevor.
Unbelievable. We'll recap it for you, but we've never seen more touchdowns scored on fewer plays in a game ever. I mean, maybe in the state of Wisconsin, in the history of football in Wisconsin, fewer plays to score as many touchdowns as they did.
Well, we've got a 49-0 lead for Bayport, but stick around, everybody. We're going to be talking with the defending state girls basketball championship coach, Katie Coleman, during the halftime show, and, of course, second half action when we come back. You're watching Showdown on My New 32. It is halftime, and the halftime show brought to you by Gandrud West Mason Value Center, where selection, dependability, and value collide, and no challenge flags are needed. Search vehicles starting at $4,900 at GandrudWest.com. Back at Bayport High School, where it is 49-0 Bayport. Right now, we're looking on the field. You see the De Pere team right now, but on the field right now, I want to go back and take a look at the young kids out there. They've got the little cheerleaders out there. They've been doing a camp, and that's always exciting to see the young kids out there.
Absolutely. I think that's fantastic.
And while we watch the dancers there, up in the booth, we're going to be talking to Katie Coleman. Many of you may remember Katie Hardy from her high school days at Ashwaubenon, and of course at UW Green Bay, all the success she had there. Thanks for joining us, Katie. Yeah, now you're also the defending state champs in Division I in girls basketball. You're the head coach for Bayport High School team. Coming back this year, what is the thought process? What will you tell the girls when you start this season, coming off a state championship like you did last year?
Yeah, I'm going to try not to focus on that because it was last year. I do think that our conference is going to be a lot tougher. We have a lot of seniors in the conference that are really, really good. And so, it doesn't really mean anything. They have to go out and they have to prove themselves each and every day. I do think that it was going to help having the soccer girls have that mentality because they made it to state the last 3 years. They came up in second place. They won it, and then last year they didn't even make it to the finals. So I think that's going to help us a lot just with that mentality. But, they have to just go out and play.
What does Borsett say about your success?
He's happy. You have in our conference, we actually had a handful throughout my whole career of ex-GB players. We actually had a manager that at Sheboygan South, the manager was the coach. So I think he enjoys it, kind of just seeing his players. And
is that Pete Peterson?
No, I can't think of his name right now for the life of me.
That's
but
right.
Seth. But I think he enjoys it. I think he kind of likes seeing some of his stuff being played at the high school level. But no, he's been a great mentor to all of us. I know that. So it's great to see him having success too, or continued success at the college level.
When you talk about yourself and other Phoenix players going on to coach, you're going to be facing one of your former Phoenix. I think you played with Celeste Haywish.
Yes.
You guys were teammates. Celeste Haywish, of course, now Radke. Celeste Radke.
Yep.
Is her married name now. She's the head coach at Hortonville. That's going to be one of your non-conference games this year. I mean, that's going to be exciting to go up against one of your former teammates.
Yes, it is, because she's a bulldog. And she will run through a wall at any point in the time, at any point in the day or game. So that's exactly what she's telling her players to do. So that it's going to be, nose to nose. It's going to be grit. I think the fun part is it's going to be one of our first games. So I think there'll be some tweaks, in between both of ours. But I mean, she's made it to state, the last couple of years. She's got some great returning players. So I think it'll be a great challenge for us.
Yeah, you were a pretty tough player too. Let's not forget that.
Ted is the guru of women's basketball around here, and he's always telling me when we go on the road trips, he'll be telling me about this freshman who got offered.
Yep.
I mean, it's incredible. Have you ever seen Northeast Wisconsin women's basketball?
It's awesome.
It's
I love it. It's awesome.
Isn't it? What did it? What changed it?
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, there were good teams.
Right.
Summer coaching.
Yeah. There's nothing to do with the coaches during the season. I don't know. That's a great point. I've been trying to get this, like they have the ACC, SEC championship. I've been trying to do that with the FRCC and the Fox. It hasn't really worked out, but I think if we can ever get that, I think it'd be a great for Northeast Wisconsin basketball. You get 10 teams together in one weekend. I mean, that's going to be a lot of good basketball to watch.
Absolutely. Katie Coleman joining us. I want to say Katie Hardy every time, but it's Katie Hardy
Coleman,
the defending state champion coach for Bayport. Thanks for joining us,
yes,
and good
absolutely.
luck this season.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, it is halftime. Bayport leading De Pere tonight 49-0. We'll be back after this timeout. Halftime, 49-0. Bayport leading De Pere. John, let's take a look at some of those highlights.
We got a bunch of them, my friend. It started early and it continued often. First offensive play of the ball game after recovering a fumble for Bayport. They take it in for the score. Jaden Montgomery, 2-yard dive. Then after De Pere punted, another 6 go on the board pretty quick, taking it down the right sidelines. Max Henkel, who had a really, really big first half. 14-0 at that point. Sam Gash touches the ball the first time. Sam Gash goes 41 yards untouched for the third touchdown of the ball game for Bayport. All these taking place in the first quarter. Gash touches the ball the second time, and Gash goes the distance again, taking it all the way for the score. 49-0 at halftime. That's where we sit right now.
All right, we've got to take a timeout. We'll be back. You're watching Showdown. Well, halftime, 49-0. Bayport leading De Pere. We'll wrap up the halftime show. The halftime show brought to you by Gandred West Mason Value Center, where selection, dependability, and value collide and no challenge flags are needed. Search vehicles starting at $4,900 at GandredWest.com. Second half action coming up after this timeout. This is Showdown. Back at Bayport High School, getting ready for the second half here, and it has been all Bayport all night long. 49-0 over De Pere, and since we are, Johnny, at the 35 or above point mark,
yes,
it's going to be running clock the entire second half.
Yeah, and that's the best way to do it, because this could, I mean, as ugly as it is right now, it couldn't turn to a whole different level if you kept playing the whole thing out. You know, we're talking about the only other game we ever had that was sort of like this was, and it's too bad because it was such a memorable game, but was the 100th anniversary of Green Bay East and Green Bay West, way back when. I don't even know what year that was, but I remember that ball game was kind of like this.
Yeah, that was a Saturday afternoon game.
Yep. We did a game that Friday night, then we did one Saturday afternoon.
I think we took turns hanging out of the press box. The press box was so crowded that we were sitting in the doorway.
Well, I started going into the stands, like interviewing people, remember?
So Joyce to kick things off here for De Pere.
Good kick. Goal line.
Inside the 5 here. Mishandled for a moment. And then brought out to the 25-yard line by Max Henkel.
Called his name a few times tonight, huh?
Well, Henkel, of course, had that 60-yard punt return for a touchdown. That was the second score of the game, the 9:01 mark of the first quarter.
That first quarter was unbelievable. Again, basically every time Bayport touched the football, they scored a touchdown. That was the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
I don't know if we got an official count.
How many plays they ran versus how many times they scored?
7 touchdowns.
Yeah.
6 on the offense. They said 1 special teams.
One of the big bodies just sent into the ball game, Calvin Moraski, 6'8", 240 pounds.
Well, the new quarterback is Elijah Frank. We're going to see a lot of new faces in there.
Prior to the snap, false start offense. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see many of the starters from here on out.
I mean, this goes back to what you were talking about, you know, the opportunities for these younger kids.
Absolutely. That's the thing. You bet. You know, you'd think with this much talent and 73 people on the roster, you wouldn't get a chance, but they have so many games that are blowouts that a lot of these kids do get more playing time than you'd expect.
A handoff, dancing through the defense, and a nice pickup, Matt Grabowski.
Real nice pickup. He only carried it a couple of times in the first half. So you mentioned he came into the game averaging over 7 yards a carry. And I don't think anybody's average is going to be hurt coming out of tonight's performance. Got some nice blocks right there. Got kind of a pancake.
Quick feet.
Very quick. Shifty.
Were you shifty?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
no.
I mean, not off the football field. On the football field.
A little shifty off the field, I'll tell you that, my friend.
Second and 3.
Another nice hole.
Grabowski again.
Wow.
The first down.
They're just blowing open holes for him, too, right there. Yep. Another nice gain.
Well, we appreciate
first down.
Katie Coleman taking some time to...
Very nice. Katie Hardy. Boy, she was a tough player, wasn't she? At Ashwaubenon, then at UWGB.
She didn't like it when I talked about the summer coaches helping out.
No, not a lot. No, not a lot.
No. We don't get a lot of credit, and that's fine. We shouldn't. Those high school coaches are incredible.
Oh, you put a lot of work into that, though, working with those girls in the summers. I mean, you're all over the Midwest, it seems
I'm not going to tell Katie Hardy that.
Did you shake hands with her? She's got the strongest hands. Yeah. She could have put me on my knees, I think. Wow.
Yeah, they're going to be good again this year.
Well, who's the girl that was just in the booth here?
Maddie Drock.
How tall is she?
About 6'1". She looks like she
looks a lot
since
taller.
the summer. Yeah, she might be 6'2" now. Be a senior. She'll be headed off to Michigan Tech.
Man, Tech gets a lot of players from around here, don't they? Another nice hole, another good gain. The Michigan Tech really does a great job recruiting down here, don't they?
Yes, they do.
A lot of great, but it's amazing how many great girl basketball players there are in Northeast Wisconsin these days. Incredible.
It's growing.
Unbelievable.
There's Jaden Simmons from Southwest. She's going to go to Arizona State.
My alma mater.
Arizona State?
My alma mater. Good luck.
You didn't have anything to do with that recruiting, did you?
Good luck trying to find a way to get to class. I know I struggled. I think she'll do a lot better.
3rd and 2 for the Pirates. Grzyzbowski again looking for the first down, and he might be short.
Yeah, I think just a little shy. I think they said his knees hit.
Yeah, he's going to be close. Yeah, I think Matt's looking to the sideline like, hey, I think I got that first
Yeah, I kind of thought so too.
I don't disagree with this thought.
Me neither. It seemed like he was over the 50. But let's take a look here. Yeah, there's the 50. He was over that.
He loves dinosaurs. And so I showed him.
Look out. One man to beat.
Severson pulled out from
nice
behind near the 5-yard line, but Severson went for a ride.
Jack Jorgensen, nice job of staying with that man, not giving up, chasing him down. Otherwise, that was another 6.
So Severson, another one of these backs, first time we've called his name in the game. 11 carries, 40 yards coming into the game, and he got about that or a little bit more on this run.
Look at the wheels on Jorgensen. 6'2", 170-pound sophomore. So again, think of the experience these sophomores are getting right now for the Pere.
Bayport, they just reload year in, year out. This is why. These younger players pretty much play a half every game. First and goal from the 7. The give to Severson. Tries the right side, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Bayport.
Well, I'll tell you what, great job by Severson, but an awesome job by the Bayport offensive line on that entire series. They owned the line. They owned the trenches right there like you can't believe. So chalk up some more for the Pirates. Just another nice hole, as I mentioned. Followed it nicely.
Austin Heim, the kicker.
He's had a busy night, huh?
Yeah. He has. And perfect on the night. 56-0 Bayport. We'll be back after this timeout. Gavin Severson with the touchdown run, 7-yard touchdown run to make it 56-0 Bayport. Now Bayport will kick off.
Well, next week, got a couple of teams that know each other pretty well, going head-to-head. Should be fun.
Schwabenheim playing really well, maybe a little bit better than some people expected, and Notre Dame kind of the opposite this year.
Exactly. I thought they were going to have a really nice team this year once again. Been contenders every year, it seems like.
We shall see. Well, that plays out next week. There's the kickoff, fielded at the 10-yard line. Ben Larhoven tackled. We'll step away. We'll be right back. This is Showdown. So Pere starts on their own 25, and Rotherham in trouble and taken down. The big sack. Patrick Rotherham has got to find a little protection right now. Scrambling right now to just...
Keyshawn Derritt coming in that time, making the stop. Boy, he just closes, doesn't he? Yeah, he's not having much time when he looks up. There's a blue shirt in his face pretty much every time. So 2nd and 20.
Rotherham goes to the far sideline, has a man trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and he does. Nice 10-yard pickup for the Redbirds.
Nice little pass. Pass and catch. Ben Calloway with the reception for the Redbirds. Just trying to get something going, anything at all, to salvage a half of football maybe. Just to get some success. Well, I don't know the reason the starting quarterback was taken out of the ball game, but I hope it isn't anything serious injury-wise or anything, because he did take a hard hit. And that's when Rotherham started coming in.
Rotherham, nice decision there. Was under pressure coming from that far side, and Rotherham just decides to take it himself. Good job.
Very nice job. Christian Bosek, the starting quarterback in the ball game, then left midway through the third quarter, or excuse me, the second quarter.
And whether he's hurt or not at this point, I think
maybe
if he is a little banged up, then
right,
you're not going to bring him back in this situation.
No, not at all.
So a 4th down.
Look out.
Pressure coming. Garrett was almost there. Instead fielded at the 34. And out at the 45. We'll be right back. So back at Bayport, and during the kick return, during the punt, there was a personal foul against Bayport, so this is going to back them up.
Back to the 30, 2:45 left to play, third quarter.
This is where Bayport will begin their next drive. The man in motion, Joel Preston.
Elijah Franks doing at quarterback for Bayport. Plays a young guy who had himself another nice ball game. Andrew Thomas. That touchdown run of Thomas, the second one, the one after one was called back. That was about as determined a run as you'll ever see, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think he was so ticked off because the other one had been called back because of the inadvertent whistle. That he was pushing his own guys out of the way.
Well, Thomas had 2 touchdowns in this game. 40-yard run and a 24-yard run.
And a beautiful bomb touchdown pass. Big play taken down to the backfield. That's A.J. Sarakutis.
Zarauskas, yeah. Remember we talked to him.
Yeah, we talked to him. Zarauskas.
You better get it right.
Yeah, I don't want to get that big fella mad at me. 6'2", 280. Zarauskas.
Yeah, he talked to a couple of the guys down there.
Boy, they've got nice size, don't
Ziminani.
they, on those lines? Yeah. Oh, nice play. Number 3, once again, for Pere. Nice play. He's had a nice night. Caleb Renard. He's made a lot of tackles. And the first punt of the ball game for Bayport.
Well, and going back to Renard again, a sophomore.
Yeah, he's been all over the field.
Kind of building that resume. Well, that's the jet sweep that we saw so much last year.
Yeah.
We made such a big deal out of last year. They haven't really needed that tonight. But that's considered a completed pass.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay.
We chatted about that quite a bit last year.
I did not know that.
And with the jet sweep, the handoff is considered a run. But if you
Toss it like
toss
that?
it like that, that is
Okay.
actually considered a pass. So
My education continues because of you. That's incredible. You learn and learn and learn and learn.
I
and
tried.
learn.
It was only a year ago.
I don't remember a year ago.
The running clock is going to continue to tick. And we are going to end the third quarter here at 56-0 Bayport. One more quarter to play here on Showdown. Week 5 of the high school football season. Glad you could be with us tonight. Stick around. One more quarter to go. This is Showdown. First and 10 from the 40 as we begin the fourth quarter.
More new bodies into the ball game now for both teams. You know, we used to be able to say, well, you know, you can always pick the new guys with the clean jerseys, but with this kind of turf, nobody gets dirty anymore. So it's a hard time telling who's been playing.
Well, except the guys up here with ice cream all over their shirts.
I know. I didn't want to say anything about that. Didn't want to mention that.
That's why I didn't take the chocolate.
Yeah, I know. Makes me feel like a gamer, though.
Second and 13. Down goes Rotherham. Is that in there? Caden Hockers? 56?
Nope.
I'm sorry.
Wrong team, buddy.
Yep. Colton
Callison. See, if you had yours color-coded like mine with a nice red magic marker.
You have got to be so happy that we have two clear-cut colors tonight.
Yes.
You've been so mad about that.
Well, you know what? Mark Daniels and I from WNFL were talking about that before the game. They make it so much easier when they're really distinct different colors.
Not like Keel and Kiwani.
Oh, they're both blue.
Nice purplish.
Yeah, both had the same thing.
3rd and 22 from the 28. Rotherham rolling to the near sideline and incomplete. 4th down.
Tough throw, sprinting that hard to your left, even though he was left-handed. It's tough to be accurate with that. Remember the game we did last year? It was Nina and Kimberly. And I swear their uniforms like identical. Remember that? It drove me insane.
Fond du Lac?
Yep.
Fond du Lac had a little something
they
different
came out
this year.
black this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little different this year.
Yep, I like that.
We will see Kimberly in week 9 of the season again against Appleton North.
Okay. Maybe meet with Coach Engen. I always enjoy that. Nice punch.
It's this one. 44.
I think he called
penalty
a fair
flag
catch.
Comes out. Yep.
He called a fair catch.
We'll take a look at it when we come back. You're watching Showdown on My New 32. So a penalty against Bayport?
Yeah, he made the fair catch signal, then caught it and ran with it, and the flag went up right away.
Somehow I think you think that's should be okay. I don't know why. Why would I think that? I don't know. It just popped into my head. I'm just thinking if I was crawling around in Mino's head,
and I don't know why,
that would be a play that you would like draw up.
Okay, and then let me just say one other thing that was extremely insulting one time.
What?
Fairly recently. When you said we were talking about some basketball team, you said they had 5. It's like having 5 Minos.
I never said that.
You said that.
You go to the tape.
Yeah, it's etched in it's seared in my mind.
I said that as maybe a positive thing.
No, I don't think it was. In fact, you said, they had a lot of trouble on that team. It's like having 5 Minos, is what you said. So I'm just going to rest my case there. I don't know what you mean by that.
Well, if I offended you, I apologize.
Oh, I love that.
You like that?
I love when everybody
that
says, if I offended anybody.
If I offended you.
Yes. Okay. Wow. Unbelievable. That's what I have to put up with.
Oh, 2nd and 6, my friend.
Yes. Look out.
One gets away, and
down he goes.
Frank will just fall on it.
In a fairly short time, I might start wandering down to the sideline cameras, Teddy. This crowd is still pretty thick. You're trying to get through them.
Packerland Home Improvement, quality window and door replacement since 1973. It matters. It's your home. And of course, we thank Packerland Home Improvement, our scoreboard sponsor for the 2019 season. Big numbers on the board tonight, 56-0.
Well, you were talking with Katie Coleman, formerly Katie Hardy, about her great state championship team. And you said they'd be pretty loaded again this year, right?
Oh, yeah.
And this football team's pretty loaded. I mean, they got some sports programs here that are pretty amazing. Just amazing.
Well, Simon's Cheese is our instant replay sponsor. Simon's is the home of multiple world champion cheeses. Simon's Cheese located off Highway 41 at the Little Chute exit. Stop there today.
Do you remember you said you were going to do for this game?
For this game?
Yeah, after this game?
After this game?
What, a month ago what you said? Take me to Gallagher's?
Well, you want to go to Gallagher's?
You remember that?
Why not?
I
They've
know.
got a new location right here.
Just down the street?
In Swamico. I've been there a couple of times. Rare punt by Bayport tonight. We'll be back after this timeout. .539 and counting on the running clock here at Bayport as you get a look at the Bayport Pirate cheerleaders celebrating tonight. Final minutes in this fourth quarter.
It's got a chance.
And fingertips. That was a nice looking
pass. That
pass.
was a nice pass, really nice pass. Hung up just a little bit, should have been a long completion.
Looking for Shinners down the
just couldn't hang on.
Field. Yep.
Nice ball by
Maddox saying, hey, I should have had that one. Should have had that one.
Well, he lays it out there nice, southpaw. Would have had it down to about the 20. Could have hung on.
From the 43 again. It's a good pass and a first down.
They've got a nice short passing game. I mean, they really do. They do a nice job with that. They just haven't been able to hit any big plays.
Ben Callaway on the reception.
In this Bayport defense, you've got to be able to hit some big plays.
We talked about the big game coming up next week. We'll stay in the FRCC, the undefeated Ashwaubenon Jaguars, going into tonight, taking on the Notre Dame Tritons.
Longtime rivals, those two. We've done some great Ashwaubenon Notre Dame games over the years. Back in the days of Coach Nowak and Coach Golomsky. Those two going head to head. Wow. Talk about some coaching legends.
Pre-game at 6:30, kickoff at 7 next week.
Another nice ball.
Winding up and connects. What a pass, what a grab.
Yeah, that was outstanding. Nice job that time by Shinners, coming back after that drop.
Well, and I like the way Shinners, after he dropped that pass, say, you know what?
Right.
I made a mistake. Let's bring it back. I'll make sure I catch it. And they did.
Beautiful ball. Beautiful ball by Rotherham. Watch him lay this out there.
Hey.
Nice grab, right at toe tips.
Why not? Bayport trying to secure their third shutout.
Well, they've only
the
given
season.
up 28 points for the year in 4 games.
DePere looking to get on the board.
Had the man just a bit outside. Nice to see this, though. Nice to see him going down swinging.
Quality minutes here.
You bet, for all these young players.
Remember, it was 49-0 at half.
Yeah, I remember.
You remember that?
I remember that. I don't remember a lot of things. It was still the most amazing first quarter I've ever seen, though, where Bayport scored every time they touched the football.
Yeah, pretty incredible. A lot of things going right and a lot of things going wrong. That one is
high and wide, pretty well covered. Yeah, no one really open there.
Well, this will be your first chance to say it all night, even though it's third down.
This is 4 down territory. I'll tell you that right now.
People are writing in the John Mino.
When's he going to say it?
Is it 4th down? When will he say it? If you picked 2:16
you're
remaining
a winner
in the game.
Exactly. You get a Gallagher's pizza. Yep. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, you'll be talking with Coach Westerman after the ball game?
Yes, sir. Certainly will. Certainly will.
We hope to.
You know, it was pregame. We were talking about the. He seemed a little tense, but what an emotional speech he gave right before kickoff. What his great friend, who had passed away, that coached here for a lot of years.
Dedicated the pavilion,
which is really cool.
The north end zone. That is outstanding. Coach Westerman now in his 8th season at Bayport. He's going to move to 74-11 overall at Bayport, 63-4 in conference play. Some people forget he won 2 state championships with Kimberly.
Yeah.
As an assistant coach.
Yep.
Here's DePere looking for their first points of the game. Rotherham in trouble and goes down. That'll bring up 4th down.
And it looks like Bayport's going to preserve their shutout.
But
it's
deserved. Not only on the field but off the field. Team held a touchdowns for autism camp. At the beginning of September, hosted over 100 autistic children. Great camp and experience for all involved. So
you bet.
So I like it when the schools and coaches and players get involved in community work as well.
And they do so much nowadays, high school programs.
Well, the timeout on the field. We'll take one more break, John. You're watching Showdown.
Good.
So 4th down, 4th and 15, basically 4th and goal from the 15 here for DePere. Again, looking for their first points of the game. That is an incomplete pass.
Another nice ball.
Yep.
Put it there. You put it where you needed to put it. Could have walked into the end zone.
Well, better days ahead coming up for DePere. They'll take on Pulaski next week. Again, that's another tough game. Pulaski was 4-0 coming into tonight, but Pulaski then they'll finish up with Manitowoc, Sheboygan North, and Ashwaubenon. So Bayport, Ashwaubenon, Pulaski in the final 5 games of the season. That's a tough road. Yeah,
it certainly is.
You still need 3 wins for DePere gets you into the playoffs.
Right.
4 might.
Right.
You play all your conference games, so all your conference games are the regular season. So
Well, again, came into tonight's game a little bit undermanned with their big all-conference linebacker and fullback being hurt. Then their quarterback gets hurt, and they had literally the worst start to any football game I've personally ever witnessed.
Yeah.
Ever.
Bayport looking at a trip to Sheboygan North next week, and then at Ashwaubenon, Sheboygan South, and then Pulaski. So Bayport's got some tough games coming up ahead of them. At least a couple of teams that came into tonight undefeated in Ashwaubenon and Pulaski.
And you never know with Manitowoc, that Manitowoc team all of a sudden, with the new coach down there, new coaching staff.
Frank on the keeper.
I think that's going to wind her down, my friend. Talk to Coach Westerman.
Yep. So Bayport will improve to 5-0 on the season. De Pere will drop to 2-3. And we are through the halfway point of the season, believe it or not.
That happened in a hurry, didn't it?
It sure did. Just like the second half.
You know what, though? These De Pere kids in the second half, they kept fighting.
Absolutely.
I saw no quit whatsoever in body language or anything like that. They fought to the very end.
All right. Post-game show coming up in just a few moments. We'll talk with Gary Westerman. You're watching Showdown on My New 32. $56-0. Bayport knocks off De Pere tonight in a lopsided game that Bayport jumped out early in this one. We'll be talking to Coach Gary Westerman, Bayport coach. So we'll take another quick timeout, come back, have that post-game interview for you after this break. This is Showdown.
How are the mosquitoes? How are the mosquitoes?
Big win by Bayport tonight, 56-0 over De Pere. It's time for the coach's post-game interview. Of course, that's brought to you by Gallagher's Pizza. Now in 4 locations, including De Pere, East Green Bay, West Green Bay, and their newest location right here in Suamico, and it is fantastic. Johnny standing by with the winning coach, Gary Westerman.
Thank you very much, Ted. Well, Coach, have you ever seen anything like that, a start to a football game, either on the good side or the bad side?
Yeah, it was incredible. Obviously we scored. That the first offensive snap for them is a fumble. We score right away. We had 5 offensive plays and 6 touchdowns scored because of that punt return. So we got off to a fast start and obviously played really good football.
Now, you guys got a lot of guys that can step in. I mean, it's incredible with the different running backs during the course of the ball game. How much competition is there during the week of practice to get on that playing field under the lights?
Yeah, there is and there isn't. I mean, Isaiah Gash is really special. We're just really trying to stay healthy throughout the year, spread the ball around, get guys lots of opportunities to continue to develop depth on our football team. And so that was a goal going into it. We have a lot of talented football players, not just our first group. So our goal was just to kind of open it up a little bit.
Coaches are a special fraternity no matter what. Is there a little bit of feeling of, I feel bad for those guys on that side?
Yeah, I mean, I've never been part of, the other side, fortunately. However, all that being said, you don't feel good about it for a lot of reasons. We have a lot of kids on our team that want to play 4 quarters too, and they don't get to, and so the reality is, it just kind of is what it is, but we're getting a lot of kids playing time, continuing to develop depth, staying healthy, and that's our goal.
The little things that you guys do, like you carry out fakes after a play better than any team I've seen.
It's important, it is the little things that make a difference, things that, the average fan isn't going to see. They think we run the same play 50% of the time. So, but the reality is, our kids are disciplined, they're playing well. Senior group that has set a high standard, and hopefully our underclassmen are seeing that.
And I got to tell you, that one play faked me out where they called it back for the inadvertent whistle, but I was following the running back in the back of the backfield.
Yeah, and obviously the side judge was too. So that stuff happens in a football game, and we came back with the same play.
So Monday, just workman-like mentality?
Yeah, we got a recovery on Sunday. We're in the pool and recovery workout, and then right back at it on Monday. So our goal, again, same as it was this week, is focus on ourselves, stay healthy, continue to get better every practice, every time out. So next week we have Sheboygan North. Opponent doesn't matter to us really. We're just continuing to try to get better as an offense and a defense.
And one last thing, Coach. I can't imagine how tough it was for you right before kickoff. You gave the most emotional tribute to a great friend of yours, a former colleague who passed away at a way too young age. And how tough was that, doing that testimonial right before you play a game?
Yeah, Jim LeBlanc, just an incredible human. One of my neighbors, one of my closest friends, and to lose somebody like that at 40, it's awful. He was such a statement for our kids, just his positiveness, the way he went about his business every day, and always had a smile on his face. Nothing was beneath him. He would do anything you asked him to, whether it was organize uniforms, work with second graders. It didn't matter. Like, he just was a do-anything kind of guy, and really embodied Pirate pride and trying to do anything for our program. And it's too bad we don't realize all that stuff, when people are around, and it takes somebody being gone to realize how important they were to you and what they meant to your program. And hopefully our kids are learning, through that we can't take anything for granted. And Jim is dearly missed, just fortunate enough to having known him and become a better person because he was my friend.
Phenomenal tribute.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the win, Coach.
Thanks, John.
Teddy?
Thank you, John. Thank you, Coach. Bayport with a big win tonight, 56-0 over to Pere on the birthday of Jim LeBlanc. All right, we'll let you know what's happening next week. Stick around, a preview to Week 6 of the high school football season after this timeout. Week 6 of the high school football season takes us to Notre Dame Academy next Friday, September 27th, as the Tritons take on the Ashwaubenon Jaguars. Coming into tonight, Ashwaubenon was 4-0 on the season, one of the surprise teams in the FRCC. So we'll see you next week, everyone, from Notre Dame Academy. Week 5 in the books now as Bayport comes up with a big win tonight over to Pere, 56-0. Well, thanks for staying with us tonight, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the game. For John Mino, I'm Ted Stefaniak. We'll see you next Friday from Green Bay, Notre Dame Academy. Good night, everyone.
Called reefer, and you people now call medicine?
I do.
Well, they have it up in heaven, and it is mighty fine. Mighty fine.
So any last advice?
Your father knows best.
Let's go to a bar.
But...
That is right. Can I sing you out? Anything but What a Wonderful World, please.
Can you sing What a Wonderful World?
What a horrible world.
Okay. Okay, I moved her from crying to glum. Not a shoot for happy. I just pray they don't see through her fake ID.
Well, it's better than his.
Uh-huh.
Millhouse, anything yet?
No effect. But how's Lisa dealing with her depression?
Oh, give up on Lisa. Wait for Maggie.
I don't... Wait! Maggie likes me? Still not working.
What's not working?
Bart's got voodoo dolls of all you guys.
There's no voodoo in Gainesville.
Their flight got diverted to New Orleans.
You hacky the wrong sack.
It's working! So, has Maggie said anything about me? We have a lot in common. Same bedtime.
We both like clapping. Ow, ow, ow!
Come on, we've got to go meet your father. Let's go.
Well, there's no miracle for me here. Why?
Don't worry, sweetie. No one can see you. You're alone in the dark, anonymous. Spotlight!
What?
Lisa, would you do us the honor of joining us on stage?
How do you know me?
That man is my uncle.
Bleeding Gums Murphy?
We called him Oscar.
Oscar.
Oscar Gums Murphy. You still play barisax?
I wish I could play for you, Bleeding Gums nephew, but I have the yips.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, could you hold this while I play clarinet? Now, could you give the mouthpiece a little kiss?
I think I see through your simple plan.
My uncle said you were the most promising young musician he'd ever met.
He did?
It was a kind of an insult to me, but he was pretty passive-aggressive. So, are you gonna play?
Yes! I want to jam! I want to scat! I want to riff! I want to get down!
She's playing. You did it, homie.
Marge, I just realized we've helped everyone else, but we haven't done anything for you.
A mother's happy as long as all her children are happy.
Another one, sir?
That's not much. This one straight up.
Oh.
Lisa! Back off that racket!
Oh, how I've missed this. Mr. Armstrong, why does a ghost sweat?
I don't know, but I would give anything for a new shirt. Lisa, I'd also really like to be alive again.
The beignet eliminates the only flaw of the donut. There is no hole. Well, we did it, kids. And the best thing is, the next episode will beat Gunsmoke.
What about all the episodes they made on radio?
Have a beignet.
Attention employers and human resource specialists. If you're having a difficult time finding the right candidates for your job openings, it's time to try a new way to find your new employees. Your postings will reach a new talent pool when you advertise your positions on television with NBC 26 and My New 32. The process simple, the cost surprisingly inexpensive, and you'll be able to specifically target the demographic of your candidates. To find out more, go to NBC26.com and click on Advertise with Us. Don't wait. Your new employees are watching now.
Across the country, we walk, carrying flowers that signify why we want to end Alzheimer's disease. But what if, one day, there was a white flower for Alzheimer's first survivor? What if there were millions of them? Join us for the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's. Register today at alz.org/walk.
Whether you're visiting or from down the road, connect with what Northeast Wisconsin has to offer. If you're into concerts, crafting, fashion, giving back, exploring the outdoors, or technology, get to know Northeast Wisconsin and plan your next adventure by connecting to the community calendar at nbc26.com.
Molly Flynn. The tap dancing, yoga stretching, butt smacking, fall down funniest, wake up prettiest, and most lovable woman in America will capture your heart.
That's how I roll!
But her heart belongs to just one man.
You have to really appreciate the people you love in this world.
So you want to go upstairs?
Ew, no.
Okay, I misread the signal. I must stay.
Mike and Molly, 5 nights a week
on My New 32.
Meteorology isn't quite as simple as just looking at a computer model. It's more involved.
When you see a cloud, we see numbers, variables, equations. What's going to happen?
The exciting part and the interesting part is knowing that the weather constantly changes.
We carefully track every storm